So one of y'all thought it was a good idea to tell Jeffree Star.
So when I see videos like this, I agree 100%. I agree that it is blasphemous that these white content creators and white celebrities and white whoever, right, steal from the minority, try to pass it off as their own ideas, their own patents, their own formulas, their own, style without giving us credit, number one, but also just, you know, taking it over as if they didn't get it from somewhere. So I completely understand. Now, when I see content like this, I always have a reaction. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I welcome anybody to comment and, correct me if I'm wrong. But the question of who gave this product or who let Jeffree Star know about this product to me is absurd. Because if it's on the internet or if it's, you know, you can see it, or you have fans that will suggest things to you, or you're just into makeup so you try to stay with the hottest trends, and even if you're stealing it from other people, it makes sense that he would get his hands on it. And to me, it doesn't make sense to say who gave it. Now maybe the autism is making me have like this disconnect where you don't like, people don't mean it literally, but I know that she's not saying who specifically. I know she's saying who did this. But to me, that's the risk of putting anything out there, whether it's a product, whether it's a song or whatever. This is why we have patents. This is why we, what do you call it? You know what I'm saying. When you, oh my God, I can't remember the word. Trademark. When you trademark a logo or you trademark something, right? This is why we do it, so that other people can't steal it. No matter what the color of their skin is, no matter who they are, nobody can steal it because it's yours. Like I said, I understand the frustration, right? But I don't understand the logic in getting upset when somebody steals something that was not protected to begin with, right? So even if we're just talking about accountability in general for self, you can only control yourself. So once something is put out there, all you can do is focus on what you can do to control what happens to it once it's put out there. Okay, so it's out there. Jeffree Star got his hands on the mascara, right? And we're upset because naturally so, we know why we're upset. The first question that comes to mind for me is this mascara Mexican owned? Is it a business that is Mexican owned? Because if it is a Mexican owned business, he gave that business free advertisement. And if it's sold out, then that means that the company that makes the mascara is getting money, right? So as far as business goes, that's actually a great thing if the mascara is owned by somebody Mexican. He gave them free advertising, right? Now, if the mascara is not owned by a Mexican company or Mexican owned, and it is, owned by white people, which a lot of these companies are, and we just take on, you know, promoting it, like we do everything for free, us minorities. So if it's that the business is white owned and we've claimed it's really not a loss. And this is why it's important to like patent things and trademark it. But like I'm saying, if it's not Mexican owned, then there's no reason to get upset, right? They say the highest form of flattery is imitation. The only thing you can do is be flattered that these white people just want to keep stealing your stuff if you're not going to do anything about it before you release it to the public, before you make it popular, before you do makeup reviews, before you do anything, before you mention a name. Get it patented, get it trademarked. patent the formula so that he can't use that. Patent the thick, because I saw a video where he was talking about the thick brush style. Patent the thick brush style. Do something to where it benefits you in the end. But simply being upset because somebody got access to something that you didn't protect, to me, doesn't make sense. What do you guys think? And furthermore, if you make a product and you go to patent or trademark or copyright, well, I'll say patent, like I was talking about patenting the formula for the mascara or the brush style. If you go to patent it and it's already patent, that means that it's not your idea. That means somebody did it before you. And I'm only saying this so that people can consider that no one's really original, right? We can say, oh, we was the first to do this, we was the first to do that, we was the first to do this. And it's, in some instances, it's true. It's just true, right? But in other instances, we all steal from people. We all do it. No matter what the color of our skin is. It's not a race thing, right? And I know Black people hate when I talk like this because they think that I'm being a sellout. I'm not being a sellout, and I'm not trying to get closer to white people. I'm just trying to introduce logic and fairness. And maybe it's the autism that makes me, justice sensitive. But nothing's original, really, when you think about it. Sometimes people aren't even stealing. We just have ideas that come to us the same time. And this is to me spiritual. This is, how is it that my name is Kiana and there's so many people born in the 80s with my same name? Did we just copy each other? No. Same thing with any name from any generation. There's always a trend like, oh, do you ever see a child named, I'm going to use my mom's name, Beverly? Do you see children named Beverly today? No. That would be weird. It's a wave. It's a trend. Sometimes it's not a trend. Sometimes it's just something that we all just do at the same time. Weird. I remember a long time ago, I was in an abusive relationship and I had this ping. I had this idea. And I said, and I didn't see this shit anywhere at the time. I said, I need to figure out a way to make money where I can make the money at home and do something that I'm good at and that I know how to do, that, I can do from the comfort of my home, and then just ship it out. And I'm a braider. So I said, you know what? I think that I should start braiding wigs. When this idea came to me, I was in it. I was like, oh, I'm going to braid wigs. I'm going to do it. And I started experimenting. I bought the caps. I started plaiting it. Then I started sewing the braids to the plait, all this other stuff. Long story short, me and that person had a falling out. He didn't want to pay the rent no more. My baby daddy, y'all. We got evicted. Everything went chaos. It just got so chaotic. All of my stuff was in storage along with the mannequins. Anything I valued, the idea had to be put on the back burner because I got rushed into a stressful, survival mode that I wasn't prepared to be in. After that, maybe a month later, I saw an advertisement for braided wigs. And really, I remember nobody was feeling it. Everybody was like, that's kind of going too far. Look at it today. Everybody wears braided wigs. I can say that was my idea. Or I can say maybe it was a collective download that a lot of us had at the same time, and then it started to trend. I don't know. I'm just going to say sometimes we have to take a step back and use our logic and not let our emotions supersede our intelligence when we're thinking about things. Everything in this country comes down to business. Okay? Think of it from a business point of view as opposed to an emotional standpoint. I want to have this conversation. Comment down below. Let me know.